All right. Hey, how you doing? This is Eric from AHA Americans How Americans at AMP Live, the American Mentee program, sponsored by VIP Execs Realty and Lending Step in Excellence. Today, we're here today for Thursday Deal Day, right? Thursday Deal Day. So hopefully you're out there rocking and rolling, hunting deals, getting geared up for the weekend. Because yes, deals are done 7 days a week. They're done after 9 p.m., 9 a.m. Could be any time of the day, right? It's a lifestyle at the end of the day. It doesn't mean you got to work 45 million gazillion hours like I did at a corporate job several years ago on a salary. That was me on a freaking salary, 80, 90 hours a week. You got the benefits, get your little commissions and bonuses, things of that nature, right? That was the whole goal. So I woke up and said, you know what? Let's go, which I've always done to a degree, and that's the road less traveled, right? It's a harder road. You got to build your own road. You have to go through the bullshit to get to where you want to get to, and then you finally find some like-minded people, find some answers. We're always digging, right? Because we're always digging deep down inside. Even if you have a job, you're still digging inside, going, man, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be something that I can do to be happy, to have the freedom to be able to work or not work or do whatever you're wanting to do. But unfortunately, we all got to work, right? We all got to do what we need to do. But today, we're going to talk about deals, deals, deals. I'm going to be your host today for the AMP Live Real Estate Show. I'm Eric of AHA. Americans helping Americans, one American at a time, one property at a time, one family at a time, doing our part to get America back on track together with you and others across the United States of America. That is the goal and the mission. It's been our goal and mission for several years now. Along with AMP Live, the American Mentee program, the only program of its kind where we train and mentor others across the United States of America. That's right, one-on-one, the only true one-on-one mentoring program of its kind on the freaking planet. I can attest to that, simply because we know what's out there. We know what other programs are. There's a lot of beautiful, lovely programs. There's a lot of crap programs. There's a lot of BS. It is what it is. You got to sift through it all. We've done that already. We know what we have. It is a selection process. I'm not going to dive deep into that because what I want to do today is I want to share some things with you. Right? I want to share about maybe 3 secrets on how you're going to be able to jump into this business very quickly, to be able to find those deals. The mission is the submission, right? And then getting those deals closed up. And first and foremost, you have to learn what? You have to learn the AMP Live method, or I call it the art of the deal, the AMP Live method. And what that is yes, I hate saying the word because it has a stigma to it, and that's sales, sales, sales. But since we were born, it's been in our DNA, right? In our DNA. It's injected in our bodies, or I should say it was born as part of our DNA. And that's to what? That's to be able to survive, thrive, move forward. If we want something, we negotiate it, right? If we have an opinion, we negotiate it. That's part of sales. Everything is sales. Everything you do in life is sales. Even when you're a young baby and you're like, man, I want some milk. What do? Well, the only thing you know how to do, that's cry, scream, whatever you need to do. See, let them know that you're hungry, right? Until you can actually talk and articulate and express to somebody that that's what you're looking for. That's what you need. Hey, I don't like the powdered milk, man. I want the breast milk. I want this milk. I want that milk, right? Who knows, right? Or it could be like idiocracy, right? And just say, oh, I forgot what the hell that was. It was like Gatorade or whatever it was. And they're, I think they're, watering their crops with freaking, it's like a type of Gatorade. I forgot what the fuck was it called? I can't remember. But go watch that movie, Idiocracy. It's funny, but not funny. And it has all kinds of crazy stuff in it. But go check it out. It's a trippy little movie. Kind of scary because it's kind of like where we're going in some directions and some people want us to go in and not go in. I'm a God-fearing man. I believe in God at the end of the day. Yes, I believe in our country. Wouldn't want to be anywhere else except for the good old United States of America, right? Period. And that's our whole goal with AHA, Americans How Americans, is to help our fellow Americans across the United States of America learn a little bit of creative real estate investing. Put it in there. Maybe it's full time for you. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's a deal every quarter. Every 3 months you do a deal. Can you imagine that, right? And even if it's wholesale, 5, 10, 15, 20,000, depending on where it's at in the United States of America. Or maybe it's just one deal and you're going to fix and flip. Or maybe buy and hold. And we got a young man that we're working with right now. He wants to house hack. He's been at his gig for a while, and he wants to own a property, put some sweat and sweet equity in it, and then he wants to go ahead and obviously rent it out, and then go get another property, keep his credit going, keep his money going, and house hack his portfolio one property at a time. And I'm like, hey, I commend that young guy, right? He's probably in his 20s of some sort, beautiful, lovely thing. People are getting and understanding those things. I know there's some stuff that's been going on in the country. I do want to say one thing, and that's I want to say God bless Charlie Kirk and his family. At the end of the day, I watch politics here and there and all that good stuff, and God and everything, church, and what. No one deserves that, but I do want to say God bless Charlie Kirk's family, himself, and all that good stuff. Bless him with abundance, prosperity, health, and wealth. That's got to be super tough. And as we come together as the United States of America, that's what makes us strong. That's what makes us tough. That's what makes us resilient, is coming together, because we all know we're a hodgepodge of all different countries and nationalities and ethnicities and things of that nature. Super powerful. And that's what makes America great. It was based off of what? It's based off of God, based off of the Bible, based off of those principles of those things. I'm not going to make that about this, but I think it just has to be said. I feel I have to say it. Did it affect me? Sure. I'm a human being, right? And if it doesn't affect you, then I'm not going to say, but maybe I am. There's something wrong with that person if they're not, okay? Because it should be here in your heart. I mean, something's not right. Something's not right inside of you. But if you, and I didn't even know the man, right? You just connect, because he's a human being. He's a father. He's a dad. He was, a husband, all that good stuff, and an entrepreneur and friends to others, and cared about his, country and all that good stuff, and took the massive sacrifice of doing what he did. At the end of the day, right? That takes some balls at the end of the day. But I do want to say that bless you as well. Bless you with abundance, prosperity, health, and wealth, and hopefully you do the same for us, and bless our family and myself with abundance, prosperity, health, and wealth. In the name of Jesus Christ's name, amen. Keep on rocking and rolling in all that you do. Rock, 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 rock and roll, right? That's for me. That's my thing. That's my tagline, because I love rock and roll. Music fuels me. Music keeps me going. But at the same token, how do we stay positive in a crazy world? How do we stay motivated in a crazy world? Well, we stick with like-minded people. Stick with like-minded people. Network, meet people. I was watching a video with a guy. There's a young man who goes around interviewing millionaires and billionaires. And I think he was interviewing this cool billionaire. I think he's an attorney of some sort. And he was like talking about, hey, if you had to start all over, what would you have to do? And he said, well, I'd start over with people, taking care of people. People is why he grew so big, right? But taking care of them, loving them, and giving them everything that they need so they don't go anywhere else, and they stay, right? And they help, and they're part of that. What is their why, right? I think even Charlie Kirk said that, right? How did he keep people? The why. What is the why? What is the mission? And if you're aligned with that, then you're going to move forward, because everybody's moving forward in the same direction, which is the same thing. And Think and Grow Rich. Go out and grab that book. It's an awesome book. Reading a few others now that have jumped on the table. I'll share them maybe on Mindset Money Monday. Tomorrow is Friday for Friday highlights. We might have a few guests here and there that pop in. I also want to say thank you all past, future mentees of America, past, present, and future mentees of America. We appreciate you. God bless you with abundance, prosperity, health, and wealth as well. All right, and keep on rocking and rolling, doing your thing. Life is a good thing. Every day, wake up with gratitude and just to be appreciative. But let's get into it, okay? So I did want to talk about sales, right? Even though it's a weird word, even back in the day when the real estate agent kind of, the MLS was coming out, and realtor.com or at realtor, whatever, with their trademark name, things of that nature, there's a stigma with real estate agents and car salespeople. They're pretty much the same. Actually, a car salesperson was better than an agent, because agents had I guess what's the word I want to look for, right? Even a worse reputation in the industry. And of course, they spend a lot of money and a lot of lobbying and a lot of commercials and a lot of this and that. Where do you think all your money goes when you pay those dues, right? On the MLS is for that type of stuff, to either lobby for laws and rules and marketing and commercials. So they put these campaigns together to say, hey, you're a realtor. You're not just a real estate agent. You're a realtor, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, plus I want to do full disclaimer. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a bookkeeper, financial analyst, or CPA or any of that stuff. It's for entertainment purposes. If you like what you see, please like, love, and share. Reach out, DM to me. If you want to chat, you want to send some deals down our way, or you want to underwrite some, or maybe you just need some help. Because after all, right, that's what it's about with AHA. Integrity, loyalty, and communication. Integrity, number one. Loyalty, number one. And then communication. Hey, communication is the only thing that can be repaired and can be broken, because it can be repaired. The first two cannot. So that's part of our credo, and that's what we're all about here at Americans Helping Americans. I do want to say thank you to our sponsors, VIP Execs Realty and Lending, Step into Excellence. You want to hang your license, you want to rock and roll and get the best of both worlds, creative real estate investing, and the traditional listing properties, whether it's luxury properties, commercial properties, single family homes, or you just love. Some people just love passion. That's what this is about, right? It's about real estate and having a passion for real estate. You're like, man, I love houses. I love the way they look. I love designing them. I love everything about real estate. I love the contracts, the negotiations, or maybe not. There's always going to be pieces. The pieces that you don't like. Now, some people say, well, find somebody to replace those things. Well, you can't do that until you've actually went through the ranks and have done them. If you have not done them, then how are you going to find someone else who's going to kick some ass and do that? Now, you can if you got some money and you got a business rolling up and you've been in the business for a while, then it's probably going to work for you. A lot of people jump the gun. They go get a VA and they do this and do that, and then shit can all that money, shit can the marketing money, and they go, man, what happened? It didn't work. It's not that it didn't work. You just weren't ready for it at that particular time. And it's also going to be based on your skill sets. What type of job did you have before? What did you do before? I always say, look, learn sales, all right? And some people will ask me, are you born a salesperson? Do you have to be born a salesperson? And there's two answers to that, right? There's yes and no. And you go, well, how can there be two answers, right? It's either you are or you're not. Well, the two answers are yes, you could be if you're predisposed with, maybe, hey, I don't know, some good looks. Right? Maybe you have a personality, you're outgoing, things of that nature. You're good with your language, or maybe you're super smart or whatever. Who knows? Even the super smart ones, got to remember, it's common sense. You can be super smart and not be very good at selling, not be very good at business. And you can have people that maybe are not very bright, but they're great at selling. They're great at connecting. They're great at persuading, and they're open to creativeness, right? And it just blow people's doors. There's millionaires and billionaires that are like that. So when people say anybody can do it, and some people go, oh, no, it isn't. That's just framing your mind. You have to frame your mind. Even like me when I got started contracts. I hated contracts. I don't want to do contracts, but I studied them inside and out because I knew that's where you're going to make your money. Contracts, right? And the clauses. What special clauses do we need? What special clauses are we going to put in for this particular deal? Once I learned that, I had to frame it in my mind. Yes, frame it that what? Contracts are good. Contracts are awesome. The mission is the submission. Right? Because you need leads to the mission is a submission. So you can get the offer out to these people, get the deal, get the signature. Now you have a deal and you got that bag of gold. Now you can take it to COE, close of escrow, right? But for me, I love that part of the negotiating and working stuff out and solutions. It's not to manipulate. It's to provide solutions. That's what we do. So that's a better way of saying it, right? Sales is solutions. Solutions for everybody out there. There's a way to have those solutions. Yeah, sometimes you got to drop that ego too, right? There's a lot of investors out there saying, hey, I got cash. You know who I am. I've done this many deals, or, this is my company and this is what we do. And, take it or leave it, blah, 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 blah. And not really thinking about what? The seller, which is their client. And then even then, it's going to be the investors are their client. The buyers are their clients, right? All those things. Just FYI, you can scan that QR code right now. If you like what you hear, boom, a little commercial break. Scan the QR code right there. That's to book some time with myself and my team. If you're stuck and you're sick of all the bullshit out there, or you're just spinning your wheels, or you're just like, you know what? I need help. Can you help me? We'll be willing to jump on the phone, point you in the right direction, maybe bring you into the fold, come aboard or not. It is a selection process. Maybe it's something lower level. It's just need a little bit of coaching. I need a little bit of help with this and that. And that. Hey, we'll talk about it. If we're willing to do it, beautiful. Why not? All we can do is say no, right? But you got to ask. And at the same token, if you want to get a deal with the next 30 days, I challenge you. Reach out, DM, scan the QR code, lock your spot in. And just to chit chat and let's talk. Send those deals. There's going to be probably in the information down below. You can go to the Facebook group. It says, let's share real estate deals. I believe that's what it's called, the Facebook group. Let's share real estate deals together or something like that. But click it, join it. It's free. Post your deals in there. If you're looking for deals, you want to send us deals, send them to us. You need some help underwriting or looking at something, or maybe it's private money or hard money. At the same token, you got to remember, our sponsor, VIP Execs Realty and Lending, if you wanted to drop your license or hang a license with us or get a license, or what? Loans. Now, right now, guess what? The Fed has dropped rates. So now's the time. No more excuses. Let's go. Let's rock and roll. Whether you're an investor, a traditional buyer, and you've been waiting on the fence and going, man, okay, now's the time to either buy or you got some equity in your property. Get a refi out, cash out. I'm going to have a couple of slides down below. I will post that information. You can also hunt deals on that website as well. VIP lenders, VIP Realty and VIP Execs Realty and Lending. Right? Go to the website. You can click it. You can scan the QR code. And you go hunting for some properties. Right? At the same token, I'll connect you with my lender. so they can either get you a refi out of some investment properties or your primary property, vacation property, any one of those things. And the great thing about that is because is this very, very tenacious, right? If she says she can get it done, it'll get done. Guarantee it, right? So, and that's the thing. Just don't wait. Oh, there's a lot of lenders out there. If it's not a slam dunk, they're going to pass it on. No, I don't want to do it, right? No, it's going to be tenacious. And the goal here, just like AHA and Americans Helping Americans, right? You're going to get the VIP treatment. VIP Execs Realty and Lending is named and branded that way for a reason, right? It doesn't matter if it's a smaller loan or a big loan or a small house or a huge luxury house. You get the same treatment because that's what I believe it should be across the board. We've lost customer service in the last decade or so, right? Or people think, hey, you're joining into my company. Be happy you're doing business with me. Be happy you're doing business with this company, that company. I'm like, fuck you at the end of the day, right? Is what I say to a lot of those companies when that happens, right? Customer service number one. Take care of your damn clients. Take care of your clients, right? And they'll take care of you. So at the end of the day, people forget who works for who at the end of the day. I always say, if I'm a real estate investor and I have agents working for me, they work for me. If they're acquisition people, they work for me. Dispo people, they work for me. Wholesalers work for me. Work for us, right? Work for the company. At the same token, if I got investors or sellers, hey, I work. Yeah, I'm not representing the seller, but my best interest is to try to get them as much money, or we as a whole, to try to get them as much money as possible. Try to provide those solutions, even if you have to walk away, but you can provide solutions to them. Pass them on to your lender. Pass them on to an agent. Pass them on to maybe, hey, hopefully there's this other guy or gal that could take more of a marginal hit on the deal, then pass them on. That's why it's so important to do what? Vet. People just kind of roll the dice out there, watch some YouTube videos, some TikToks and things of that nature and go, I'm going to try this out. And they get a little lucky here, a little lucky there, or they don't get any luck and they don't get any traction. They burn out and quit. Or then they come back over and over and over, get on the horse, off the horse, on the horse. We're going to stop all that. Don't need to do it anymore. Trust me. Scan that QR code. We'll stop all that good stuff. We're always looking for awesome rock and roll people to work with throughout the United States of America. We got 300 and something million people, and most of them want to do what? Real estate investing. They want to have a better life. They want to build a legacy. They want to build a business, but they're afraid, right? It's a lot easier when you're with other people. I get that, right? That's why people do it. That's why people flock to social media and Facebook groups, because they all want to mingle together and they go, man, right? You going to go first? No. Are you going to go first? Are you going to go first? Well, let's see what they do. Let's see what they do. Let's see what they do, right? And I think I've always been the type of person that, hey, we go and hang out and say, hey, we're going to go swimming. There happens to be a cliff and everybody goes up there and I'll be the first dude to jump. Sometimes not. Depends, right? Do a little research. Hey, I don't know if I want to do that. It looks like there's some rocks down there. Why don't you go? And there's always some crazy Joe Blow that goes, and he jumps out there, boom. And it actually happened. This is a true story. It was a rock quarry in Southern California. We all went out and we're partying, doing some stuff, right? We're young and dumb. And, and then there's a cliff. Literally, it's like, I don't know how tall. It's probably as tall as a freaking telephone pole. And we're going, let's go, let's jump. But at the same token, check this out. So you got a cliff right here. So here's the person. We're all up here. And then the water's probably right here, or lower. But from the cliff going straight down to about here, there's rocks. You got to run and clear those rocks and jump into the water, right? So, and when you're young, you do some stupid stuff, man. I know some people almost drown trying to swim across these rock quarries and stuff, and the currents, all kinds of stuff But you know what? Hey, you do what you're gonna do. That's that peer pressure sometimes, and you know what you're getting into. But that's what we do. So there'll be that cliff, and we're all up there, boom, boom, looking, let's go. And I'm like, man, I don't know, man. That looks kind of crazy. You start looking down, you're going, man, there's a lot of rocks. Yeah, well, how far is that out? Like 12 feet, 10 feet, 15 feet? I'm going to have to run like a motherfucker and just be able to jump and then land into the water. And then hopefully you don't hit anything at the end of the day as well. So we're up there. Now, I'm not going to lie. I wasn't the first one to jump. This other guy jumps. He goes, okay, I'm going to do it. And you see him run off the cliff, and he didn't run fast enough, and he didn't jump further out enough to clear those rocks. I'm like, oh my God, he's going to, and he ended up hitting him. He fell into the water, hit the rocks, and his knee went up into his jaw and into his lip, cut his lip, busted his lip, and knocked out a tooth or whatever. But he didn't pass out. He was alive, right? And he's like, oh my God, I think he jacked up his knee too. He got a tooth in his knee or something. And I was like, oh shit. You think that would be everybody be smart enough to say, I ain't going for that. Forget it. I'm not gonna do it. Then all of a sudden, here it goes. Someone else went off. Boom, took off, cleared it, fell into the water. Okay, yeah, you just got to run real fast. Make sure you don't hit those rocks. All right, so then everybody started going. I went. We all fucking jumped off after that, right? But the moral of the story of that is this. Look, you don't always have to be the first one. Don't have to be the second one, third one. You don't even have to participate if you don't want to, right? It's called a choice. But at the end of the day, sometimes you got to take some risks. If you don't take risks, then you're never going to experience those things that others, when they did take those risks and how they took those risks. And if you study multimillionaires and billionaires and all that good stuff, right? They took risk after risk after risk. They took calculated risks, yes, and they did things that other normal people with the JOB are not willing to do, right? They're just not. And some people go, well, maybe that's in their DNA. No, we're predisposed with awesome DNA because God doesn't make junk. Everybody is a freaking winner. Everybody in this planet, every human being, right? It doesn't matter. It's just a matter of bringing it to the surface, taking it out of that subconscious mind and bringing it to the conscious mind so you can become whoever you want to be, right? And I'm not going to say anything good or bad about anything out there as far as, teachings and all that good stuff and how that all works. But you know what? I've tasted it. I know it. It comes, it goes, right? Yes, it's hard to sustain. Some of these things, some of this mental awareness and programming, it takes time, right? It takes a lot of energy out of you to reprogram these things, right? But the human being always, when it's easier or gets tired or gets lazy, they default to their old ways. But you got to eliminate all that. You got to crush that. It's almost like, I think I watched a video with Napoleon Hill. So you got to crush yourself now. You got to kill yourself, not literally, but you got to destroy everything about you so you can be reborn into the person that you truly are. And we're all trying to do that in some capacity. Now, I didn't want to make this all about philosophical stuff, but it has to do with sales, right? It has to deal with solutions. Solutions. Now, I'm going to grab some of my notes here, and I'm going to go over this next slide here, but scan that QR code, because obviously this is the gist of it. 30 days to success, creative real estate investing made easy. Now, people are going, well, made easy. Some of that, look, and I'll be honest with you, I'll be one of the first ones when I started doing creative real estate investing. Is like, people don't want to do this because they're lazy. People want to go through all the extra steps, and we go, oh my God, you got to do all that just to do that. It's not even worth it. To me, I was like, yeah, it's worth it. Less competition, right? Less competition, period, right? Because nobody wants to do it and they're lazy. And even if they have the money, they don't want to do it. They're like, nah, just go buy cash, or I'll go get a loan, or I'll do something else, or I don't want to learn all those things, right? So in my mind, I'm thinking, well, that's cool. That's a road less traveled. That's a niche, right? As they talk about these blue ocean type things, right? Blue oceans, red oceans, all that good stuff, right? That's a beautiful, lovely thing. Now, obviously, it's saturated now thanks to social media, and everybody wants to be a sub-2 creative real estate investor, all kinds of, I want to do a split pad, commercial, every type of real estate that's out there, people want to do. There's a course for it. There's a program for it. There's some coach mentoring about it. It's cool. I get it. It's awesome. But you have to sift through a lot of bullshit, right? So there's no more blue ocean, right? Because it's kind of like just saturated with a bunch of stuff. So what I want to share with you today is sales or solutions is the key, right? I call it the AMP Live method. The reason I call it the AMP Live method because it is based off of the art of the deal, high trust selling, as well as what? Direct selling, putting them together and going, okay, what does this work? What is this about? Isn't it a great thing when someone is selling you at the end of the day so you don't have to sell them? But there's a process to that. Once again, creative real estate investing, there is a little bit of process to it. Some people are willing to do it. Some people are not. Some people say, that's cool. Get other people, get TCs and attorneys, and I'll do all the paperwork for you. Yeah, that's great. But you still got to learn it. You still got to become an expert at it so you can understand what the hell you want them to deliver to you or deliver a product to whoever you're trying to sell it to, right? And wrapping up those deals, whether it's sub-2, wraps, or any of that good stuff, right? It's been a while since I've been on your live, so my voice is going to get a little bit of hoarse here, all right? But the beautiful, lovely thing is sales, solutions, providing those solutions, okay? And yes, you have to have systems in place, CRMs, and whether it's, text, ringless voice message, direct mail, maybe it's door knocking, maybe it's a pay-per-click, it's Google, it's Facebook. All those things, even some people are buying leads, right? And they say, that's the best way for me. It'll work until it doesn't work, right? Until that gets saturated. But everything does. Everything goes through phases. Everything goes through cycles, just like real estate is cyclical. Let me go ahead and move this next one here. Obviously, I just want to, who I am, Eric Jimenez. If you don't, definitely like, share, and love. If you like what you're hearing, you like what's being said, please definitely share. It's our mission for AHA, Americans Helping Americans, to help our fellow Americans throughout the United States of America. Like I mentioned before, one American at a time, one property at a time, one family at a time. That is super important, right? One family at a time. Doing our part to get America back on track, our little small part, along with you and others across the United States of America. It's powered by Amp Live Media, powered by Amp Live Media, a marketing, media, and broadcasting company that was designed to help us and others and mentees across the United States of America so they don't have to learn, oh man, I got to learn CRM. I got to set up the text. I got to do this, do that. Sure. You can do all that if you like to, or you can jump aboard our American Mentee program and the challenge. Done with you, done for you programs. There's two different ones. And it just depends on where you fit and where you're at in your career. And it's great for agents and brokers, business entrepreneurs, business owners, right? Simply because they'll get a grasp on it a lot quicker and faster, as well as having a couple of bucks and having some credit. Maybe LLC's already lined out, but hey, it doesn't matter. Even if you're brand new, you don't have an LLC or anything stuff, we're going to help you out with all that, right? You don't have to put the cart before the horse. Don't do any of that. Some people, I'm going to wait till after. No, do it your first deal. Get an LLC. Get papered up, and then go from there. Don't be cheap. This is a business. If you have a budget, cool. You got to have some marketing. You got to have some marketing dollars. Go out and get yourself a little shitty credit card. If you don't have that, start establishing some credit so you can do some of these things, right? Because there's going to come a time when you're going to need it. And yes, there's OPM, other people's money. But that comes with credibility and things of that nature as you build up into that. You can scan that QR code right there. That's for the one-on-one mentoring program. And for today, it's all about Amp Live mentorship. Secure your first real estate deal. That's the goal. Okay. And it's no bullshit. If you just show up to the party, if you do what you need to do, have a leap of faith and follow directions, you will succeed in getting at least a deal. I guarantee it. Happens every time. There'll be more deals that are going to come down the wire too, but we're going to share with you. Think franchise, right? There's a process and systems, and you have to follow through with them. If you don't, then yeah, you're always going to have issues. You're going to be getting on the horse, off the horse, on the horse, off and on the horse, and it's a pain in the ass. Trust me. Been there, done that. All right, so let me pull this up real quick. Wanted to share this, or at least talk a little about this before we get off the horn here. We got another one coming up live, just a little promo at 11 p.m. today. Take advantage of that promo because it's going to be gone tonight and into tomorrow for Friday highlights. We'll be back for Friday highlights. Usually it's a public service announcement. We'll talk about the pulse of real estate, what's going on. I'll be your host of the Amp Live Real Estate Show again, but I might be in a location either in the Inland Empire, San Bernardino, or Los Angeles, here in beautiful, crazy Southern California. And then go for and just share some stuff, right? Because it always seems to be good when you're out and about and you get some of that vitamin D rocking and rolling in your body, right? And today is Thursday Deal Day. Should be out hunting those deals. Let me tell you my theory on Thursdays, right? Why is Thursdays a great day to hunt deals? And it's just a mental thing. Obviously, the thing that they put in is a schedule, right? They created a schedule. Call it whoever you want, demand, government, this and that, jobs, JOBs, Ford, Monday through Friday you work, Saturday and Sunday Saturday you rest, and then Saturday you party down, and Sunday you rest or whatever, and then start the whole cycle over and over, right? So we've been indoctrinated with that stuff. So you figure like on a Thursday, Wildness Wednesday or Wednesday is like, hey, it's hump day. Then you got Thursday. And Thursday people are fired up because they're going, man, I get paid tomorrow. They're getting their plans together. I'm going to go do something on Saturday and this and that. And they're all fired up. And if you're an entrepreneur, the same thing, right? You're still kind of coded in there still a little bit by going, hey, it's Thursday. Cool. We're gearing up, for the weekend. We know there's going to be deals. It's a great day to start rocking and rolling, making those calls and setting some appointments for today, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to rock and roll some deals, right? So Thursday is obviously a good day for any type of marketing, whether you're going to do text, ringless voice message, any of that stuff, making calls, working with your team, going out to properties, setting appointments and going to the properties and making offers. It's a beautiful, lovely thing. And then obviously that's just my 2 cents. And then obviously Friday, a little admin day, Saturday, a little bit of Saturday training and then being out in the field and rocking some deals. Now on Sunday, you can work or not work, right? I get it. Sunday's supposed to be a day of rest. And some people, even in business, right? But, hey, if you're going to go out and you got to rock and roll, duty calls. You work on a Sunday, all right? If your job said to come in and said, I need you to work Sunday, you're going to tell them no. You could tell them no, But then someone else who's going to be like me is saying, hey, I'll work any day you need me to, any hour you need me to work. And then when I go in there, I do the work of like 2 or 3 people, which makes me indispensable, which means I am super valuable to that company, right? Because I'm doing more than what I'm paid to do. They're going to call me. I'm going to get the job, right? I'm going to get the hours. And that's what I've always done all my life. I learned that a long time ago. Yes, from my granny. Her name was Rose. God bless her soul, right? God bless her soul. She was my granny. We call her Nana for the Hispanic world here. But or Italian. Some people call their grannies Nana or whatever. But she put my ass to work. We had a big ass backyard, and Los Angeles here. And she made me cut that damn grass. It was kind of funny because I'm a little dude and got the grass, and sometimes that grass would be like that tall, and you had to get the lawnmower and lift it up, and it'd go up, and right, cutting all the grass. And we had a walnut tree, so walnuts are going flying all over the place and stuff, and sticks and rocks, and then only get a section done into the dawn. And then I had to come back after school and get the other section. By the time I was done, I was like, man, I had to start all over again. But, it was a good thing because she programmed me to work, not be afraid of work, not be afraid of getting dirty, and getting all the leaves. And she'd get out there too, right? She used to wear these crazy shorts, right, that she'd cut up herself like Tom Sawyer or some shit, right? She was her own person in her own right, but still part of that, generation, right? Of just a different generation of where she came from. And what she did. What's this over here? Okay. But probably thinking, well, what does that have to do with anything? Well, it's hard work. You work. You learn a work ethic, right? Some people have it, some people don't. Some people want stuff that's easy peasy, and they're looking for that Staples button, boom, and everything comes magically to them. Unless you have money, that's cool. You're a king or a queen, and you live in London or some shit, and you're predisposed to all that. Even then, right? Trust fund babies. Hey, not all of them perform. Not all of them work out. Some of them, go through hard times, bad times, drugs, perish, die, all that kind of stuff, right? So money isn't always everything, but it's right here in your heart, right? It's what you do. It's your character. It's who you are as a person. And that's what sales is all about. Solutions, providing those solutions to these people, right? You can learn this stuff. Some people, are predisposed with some extra traits or character. But at the same token, doesn't mean they're straight out of the gate awesome at what they do. They still got to learn. They still got to learn the art of the deal. The AMP Live method is what I like to call it, right? Persuading others to say, look, this is everything you do. Persuading them to move forward on a deal, not move forward in a deal. When you go to Walmart and, you're talking to somebody and the thing is wrong, do you decide to go, hey, the price is wrong, I want my discount? They complain. Or do you just go, that's cool, whatever. Today I don't want to mess with it. Or you say, can I have the supervisor? Because you're right. And you know what you need to do. And you're going to stick to your guns. And you're going to move forward and get that product at the price that it was supposed to be advertised, right? So you do those things and you make it part of your core, make it part of the art of the deal, the AMP Live method, and everything you do, then it becomes a habit, like riding a bike. It's not like, the hardest part is trying to learn how to ride a bike. Nobody wants to learn. Nobody wants to go to school. I get it. You got to learn this and this and that. But it's part of the jam. It's part of, you have to go through those things to get to the other side. It's almost like trying to, get to the other side of the lake. You can either swim across, you can take a helicopter, but that's not going to help you, right? You're going to learn more by swimming across, right? You can see what you're all about, see what you got, and you're going to appreciate it more. Okay. So, and plus it triggers things in your mind to make you a better person, better salesperson all the way around. That is the essence of AMP Live, the American Mentee program, and what we're all about. I want to share that with you. But I'm going to share a couple of secrets right here, right? It says, don't miss our private training. We're going to have that a little bit, I believe it's tomorrow. But we're going to get into a few things. And I want to share those right now just with you real quick, right? And there are new opportunities for fix and flip and buy and hold. Some people go, oh, it's not a good time to fix and flip, but everybody's looking for fix and flips. Buy and hold, it's a good time to buy and hold, but the interest rates are so fucked up and this and that. That's all. Yeah, you just got to dig and you got to find the right deals. And they got to fit your model. Everybody has a little bit of a different model. There's same old models out there to a degree, but everybody's a little bit different. You got to figure out what's comfortable for you, right? Some people need to make, 100% return investment. Rental thing, or doing the 1% thing, or like, hey, rent's $1,000 or mortgage is $1,000. I got to get $2,000 out of it. Some are going, hey, I'm okay with $100, $200, right? Some are okay with negative shit, right? Some are just going to go, hey, I just want to fix and flip. I'm cool as long as I can make a profit and move forward and fill up the bank, and then I'll start hunting some buy and hold properties. Everybody has their own flavor. But what I want to share with you right now, right, the Amp Live method, new and never shared before. It's going to change the way you look at real estate. It's the game is creative real estate, period, right? As always, rock and roll, ready to jump into the ring. Let's fucking go. So I'm going to be sharing with you 3 secrets. I'm going to share 3 secrets with you. Live deals, okay? We're going to have some live deals. We're going to be talking about that Saturday and maybe into Sunday. I'm going to share some deals with you. It's going to be inside the Facebook group, so you have to lock into the Facebook group. Let me go ahead and do this. I'm going to pull this up right here for you real quick. All right, so secret number 1 is the mission is submission. You're probably going, what the hell is that? I'm not going to get into it too much, but I want to share that with you. Okay, and I'm going to share that with you on Saturday when we do some Saturday live training as well when we're out at the piece of property as well. But the submission is the mission. And what I mean by that is going like, well, what does that mean? That's calling the seller. Obviously, you got to get a lead. You got to work leads. But what do you do when you have a lead? The lead is the mission is the submission. You have to get that submission. For us, it's different. We're going through, it's an online intake form, and it takes about 15, 20 minutes. Sometimes it'll take 30. Sometimes it'll take 45. This depends on how good you are at building a relationship with those people. It's not just being an order taker and going, okay, yes, and getting through it as fast as you can. That's not going to benefit you because you're trying to push volume. I get it. But you're going to build that relationship when you learn how to do the submission correctly, right? Some people just say, okay, I got the form, I can do it. I'm a salesperson, I got it, boom. And then they have a hard time because it's come back. And it doesn't matter. We've got this down to a science, been doing it so long. Or I can ask them a question. I go, okay, yeah, because you didn't ask this question, you didn't ask this question. You didn't read between the lines here and here. You're afraid to ask a certain question, and this is why you came back that way, right? The goal is to do what, right? Provide solutions to them, build a relationship with them, befriend them, right? You're an ally to them, not the one who's going, hey, I'm trying to get you to sell me the house as low as possible. Is that one of our goals? Yeah, of course. We want to get the best deal we possibly can, but not at the expense of the seller. It has to be fair all the way around, right? Fair for the seller, fair for the investor, fair for us if you're going to wholesale it or fix it and flip it and buy and hold on it, right? The numbers have to make sense. And that's our job to share that with the seller on why we're offering what we're offering. Offer 1, offer 2, offer 3. Some cash now, some cash later. If that don't work, hey, how about what number can we work on right now? And that's the piece of cash you're going to get, and we move forward. If not, that's okay. How about an option? How about a marketing agreement? Okay, well, maybe talk to my lender, see if they can get you a loan, a refi. Maybe list the damn property, right? So it goes through that whole process and funnel. It's kind of like playing cards. When you're playing cards, and I thought about that because there's some agents out there that do certain things, and even investors, and then people trying to sell and things of that nature. It's all about playing cards, right? Now you say you got an awesome card, say you got a full hand or you got a badass hand, and you jump the gun, and you go, hey, this is what I got, but you haven't even bet on anything yet, right? You got to let people bet so you can let that pile of money build up. Am I right? So you don't tell people your cards because that's not the game. The game is to win. And if you want to win, then, hey, little by little, and there's some bluffing in there, right? There's some high trust selling. You got your straight line selling, things of that nature, right? It is psychological as well. You got to ask questions. He or she who asks the most questions, obviously, is going to get the most information, and you're going to be more informed than others in this business. Now, there's some people that teach that stuff. I'm not going to mention any names or any of that stuff, but they're out there, and they do teach those things, and they're hybrids of all kinds of stuff, right? And it works. Whether you're going to close them on the phone or whether you're going to close them belly to belly and in person, right? Now, obviously, I will say in person, you're going to make more money, but people want to push. If you're going to be going for fix and flips and buy and hold, going for those fat checks, belly to belly. If you're going to go for the wholesale deals and maybe some JV stuff, right, or some bird dog stuff, yeah. If you're that good, then become the expert to close those deals online. We'll work with you with that, okay? So get deals done with the American Mentee program. It's one of the only mentoring programs of its kind on the planet. Creative real estate investing, one-on-one mentoring. You scan that QR code, see if we're a good fit. If we're a good fit, we'll rock and roll. Or you can just scan the QR code and we'll rock. Okay, so that's secret number 1. Secret number 2 is how do you know if you have a creative real estate investing deal? Now, I will say that, look, every wholesale deal is considered a creative real estate investing deal as far as I'm concerned. because it's not traditional. You're not buying it cash, right? You're not going to go get a loan to fix it, flip it, hard money, any of that stuff. You're selling the paper, just like in the commercial world. You're selling the freaking paper. But it is considered, to me, as far as I'm concerned, with that definition of a creative real estate investing deal. Wholesaling is creative real estate investing. It's just a one-trick pony. You can only do so much, right? 70 cents on the dollar minus repairs, and you got to put in your fee, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20,000 bucks, whatever it's going to be. Do all the numbers, underwrite it, and then sell it to an investor. So people say, hey, if the deal's good, it'll sell itself. It's true, right? Those are like 30, 40, 50 cents on the dollar, stuff like that, right? Unless you're in a high volume market where people are just beating each other up for deals, right? So just remember that, how do you know if you have a creative real estate investing deal? Well, you're not going to know that until you actually move forward and you learn a few things, right? Right now, if you're in the business, you're just wholesaling, you're learning how to wholesale. A lot of them are going to make the transition from wholesale to creative wholesale and creative real estate investing. And what I mean by that is, well, what's your exit strategy? Is it just, it's wholesale and that's exit strategy is the same for others. Some people might 70, 75. Some people go up to 80 minus repairs, right? Depends on how the market is at the end of the day, right? And some markets are going to be buy and hold. I know I'm going to be able to fix and flip this thing. So it's going to be about buy and hold, the Burr method, right? You get a hard money loan. You're going to fix it all up, get a DSCR loan, pull some cash out, rent it out, boom, go for it. Others are going to go, hey, I'm going to sub-to this deal and do a wrap, and then arbitrage the interest rate, do a seller finance to the investor or to a retail buyer or even an investor if they're looking for some buy and hold stuff and they just want that juicy interest rate of 2, 3, 4%, right? There's a lot of things. Those are all exit strategies for creative real estate investing. That is what we do. That's what we share. We want to share that with you. You can scan that QR code, lock in a spot. Fall's coming, and some of your best deals are going to be in the fall and in winter, okay? And you can still fix and flip those because if you buy them just right, hey, if you need to, you can dump the son of a bitch, still make money. If you fix it and flip it, you're going to make more money. If you buy and hold it, you're going to make the ultimate amount of money because now you're building yourself a portfolio and building your legacy. We're here to help you do that, along with the done with you and done for you. But how do you know if you have a creative real estate investing deal? We're going to get into that on Saturday. It's not too hard, right? It's just going to be opening up your mind a little bit. Kind of like what I mentioned earlier, right? You got to frame it a certain way when I was talking about contracts. I said, man, I want to do contracts. I hate contracts. I want to write them up, blah, blah, blah. It takes time. But then when I framed it as, you know what? That's freaking money. I want to write tons of contracts. When I get my little 3-pager, boom, everything. That's why I became an expert at the contracts, became an expert at negotiating with the sellers, and became an expert at the clauses and understanding how to do creative real estate investing, right? And we do things a little bit different. I'm not going to share that with you here, but I'll share it with you inside the group and on Saturday on how we do those and how we structure those type of deals. It's a beautiful, lovely thing. It's going to protect you and help you in this business, and we'll go from there. But you can scan that QR code, lock in your spot for one-on-one mentoring, the American MENTEE program, but also send us deals. Send us real estate deals. We're looking for single-family properties in Southern California, all 4 counties, San Bernardino, as well as Riverside County, or they call it the Inland Empire, Los Angeles County, and yes, even the OC. The OC will take a look at any type of property that's vacant, or maybe they're having a distressed situation, or maybe it's NODs, NOTs, and notice of defaults, notice trustee sales, or what people call pre-foreclosures, probate deals, any of that stuff. There's a lot of probates only because of the baby boomers, God bless their soul, are starting to pass and stuff, and a lot of family members don't want the houses, right? So there's going to be that wealth transfer that people have been talking about for a decade. It's trickling, it's happening, right? And then the millennials, hey, think you can't buy a house? Definitely, I'm going to pull it up right now. Check it out. You can go to VIP Realty, VIP Execs Realty and Lending. I'm going to pull it up right here. Where's it at? See what we got. Right there. You go get a free home search, investment property search. You sign up and you get in there. You scan that QR code right there. Scan that QR code, right? And once you hook up, I'll hook you up with our lender. We'll be able to help you find a property, help you get into a loan, whether it's FHA, VA, traditional, conventional, right? As well as hard money and things of that nature. But if you're also looking for, maybe you're a youngster, maybe you're not. Hey, maybe you already have a property and you think, hey, I want to do a refi. Refis are going to be happening, okay? So the interest rates, I guess, according to the Fed, remember, I'm not a lender, so, it's for entertainment purposes at the end of the day. The bottom line out here that the interest rates have dropped. So take advantage of it. Go get a refi. pull some cash out. I'll hook you up. You can go to VIP Execs Realty and Lending. Step into excellence. Thank you, our sponsors, for helping us do all this stuff and the lighting and all this stuff and banners and stuff and all the technical things that we do with AMP Live, the American Mentee Program, AMP Live Media, AHA, Americans Help Americans, and of course, VIP Execs Realty and Lending. Step into excellence, right? Boom, that's it. So reach out if you're looking to buy a house. Maybe it's luxury property or commercial property or even investment property. Scan that QR code right there. Get into the ecosystem. Okay, so you can at least look at houses, search for properties. And if you're looking for off-market properties as well, definitely be able to help you out. Maybe you want to pull some cash out so you can go buy some more property. Definitely give us a holler, or I'll put you in contact with my lender and the mortgage company and all that good stuff, so you can go ahead and do that. But there's ways. The BRRR program is still active and rolling, right? And I think I mentioned that a little bit earlier. I'm not going to get into it. I'll get into it maybe a little bit on Saturday. But how do you know if you have a real estate deal? Be part of Saturday training, and I'll share that with you, or just reach out. Secret number 3, the AMP Live method, of course, right? That's the selling. Is providing those solutions, understanding how to sell. We got to learn how to sell. We've been selling since we were born, right? Like I mentioned, they've done studies on that stuff too, right? At the end of the day, when you're born, are you predisposed to be a salesperson? Well, we all got different characteristics, but you got to hone in on your characteristics to be the best of who you are. When you figure out who that is, and sometimes people spend a lifetime trying to figure out who they are, right? Some people just know out of the gate, right? Like some people, like Musk and all those other guys that get it, and then some people don't have to be Musk because they're just great at what they do. They love what they want. They end up going to college or writing books or entrepreneurs, and they're helping people. It's a beautiful, lovely thing. At the same token, hey, we're all rock and roll, beautiful awesomeness, right? Because God doesn't make junk. You just need somebody who's going to help you out and fire you up and get you motivated, keep you motivated. So go out there and get those books, Think and Grow Rich, read, study the Bible, things of that nature, whatever's going to work for you, right? The 17 Principles of Success is my business Bible. It doesn't mean, hey, it's not going to replace, I'm not saying replace the Bible if that's what you do. And if you don't, hey, go get it, go check it out. Hit me up and I'll share that with you. But you can scan that QR code, hunt some properties, get in touch with VIP Execs Realty and Lending, step into excellence, and we'll be able to help you out with that. For all you millennials or anybody who's looking to buy a property, refi, and all that good stuff, definitely reach out. We'll help you out, okay? Doesn't matter. Anywhere in the United States of America, or I should say in California for sure. And if you're in Texas, we're looking for more mentees in Texas, and we're also looking for deals in Texas, okay? What I want to offer you today is exclusive mentorship with myself and my team for real estate investing. You can scan that QR code again, right? But at the end of the day, look, real estate investing is the jam. So those 3 secrets I'm going to share with you on Saturday through some live Saturday training. Hopefully we'll be inside of a property or 2 so we can go through and break down some of those deals. Go join the group. It's a Facebook group. Let's share real estate deals together, I believe it is. Go check it out. It should be in the post. It's absolutely free, not going to cost you a dime. Post your deals, post your wants, post your needs, right? Or if you're looking for stuff, or maybe shoot a DM, say, hey, can you take a look at this deal? Can you JV? Are you looking for deals, Eric? Of course, always. And I want to say thank you for all the people that have been sending deals to our DM messaging. Appreciate it. Underwrite them and see if we can get you, an offer and put some deals together, things of that nature. Beautiful. I love it. Single family properties, looking for multifamily, commercial, things of that nature in Southern California, as well as anywhere in the United States of America, just as long as it's rocking and popping and the demographics and there is, there's a demographic to feed the rental properties, right? And people are getting into affordable housing, pad splits, and all kinds of stuff. I get it. Awesome. Won't get into that too much, but I'm going to go ahead and move over to this real quick. So make sure you jump aboard that Saturday AMP Live training right there. Scan. There's no QR code, but it's okay. There'll be some private training in the field or in the house that will be working, or it might be just here. We're in a little studio doing some live training. And I'm going to get into those 3 secrets that I mentioned to you before, okay? So the cost of real estate, the cost of success in real estate, well, what is that? Well, the cost is, not doing it. You don't do it, you're never going to achieve it. We all have to step into being uncomfortable. Get uncomfortable to get comfortable, and then when you're comfortable, you got to get uncomfortable again. So you keep on moving forward, right? Because at the end of the day, that's what life's all about. Doesn't matter what you do. But I will say, become the expert. Scan that QR code right up there. You can join us on Saturday. All right. Join Eric's Creative Real Estate Domination Networking Meetup. Hey, if you're in Southern California, definitely reach out, DM, or scan that QR code, or not, or just should say take that link right there. It's right there. Jump on that link, and we'll touch bases. We'll break bread. Definitely meet, have some coffee, maybe some food, and want to push that for the holidays, for fall and winter, because obviously we're looking for good people across the United States of America, as well as here in our own backyard, because a lot of deals are going to be dropping in the fall and winter. Lots of deals come down the wire. Some of your best deals are going to be in fall and winter, and I'll explain that, and I'll touch bases on that on Sunday. We start talking a little bit about my Sunday rants and raves. I'll be your host for the Sunday sermon, rants and raves, so definitely check it out. And then be back on Monday for the Monday Mindset Money Mondays, the American Mentee program. And we're going to have this coming up. I believe it's probably going to be in October. Real Estate Domination Limited Time Webinar. You can definitely scan that QR code as Amplify presents the American Mentee program. Adjust, adapt, or perish. I say let's rock and roll. Now you see that little logo right there, right? I said, are you a deal closer or just a daisy chainer? Big difference, right? That has nothing to mean. I'm not being derogatory or trying to be disrespectful to anybody, but that's kind of the stuff that I was thinking about when I got started in the business. It was about, hey, real estate investing, buy, sell, fix, flip. Dropped into wholesaling by accident. I didn't even know I was wholesaling, right? I was just selling contracts because I found out that it was legal to sell contracts, and that's what I did to build up the bank and put some money in the bank, and then start building, the business and scaling and branding and an office and all that good stuff, right? And then kept moving with momentum, and then started going, hey, getting circumvented here and there. How can I have more control over my contracts? And then creative real estate investing was found, and that part of my business was born. And then we started doing creative real estate investing in everything we do, even if it was wholesale. Our whole goal was to get a creative real estate investing contract and either fix, flip, buy, and hold, or sell that contract the way it was designed with all these little extra things to another investor, which made it more profitable because we're doing more work and selling. So we control the property and we're able to dictate who we wanted to sell it to or not, right? So I always say we're always qualifying the seller. The seller thinks they're qualifying us. No, that's not the way it works with the Amplify method. Investors are thinking that they're qualifying us. No, we're qualifying them. Same thing with buyers. They think they're qualifying us. We're qualifying them to see if we want to sell the property to them or not, or even work with them. And even mentees. Same thing for mentees, right? That's why we have a selection process. If it's a good fit, let's rock. If not, that's okay. We're not going anywhere. Hopefully, knock on wood, we'll be here for a couple more cycles. And we'll keep on rocking and rolling, right, into the next one. Because the next cycle, there's going to be a new set of gurus. Only a few are going to make it to the next cycle, right? But there's going to be a whole brand new batch. So it just happens every real estate cycle, right? So always be humble, right? That's my biggest thing is saying, hey, be humble. Whether you're an escrow or title person or real estate agent or a broker or a lender or whatever in the real estate business or any business for that matter, right? Don't think that your company cannot get shut down or it does get shut down or something happens. And all of a sudden it happened last cycle. People ask me for jobs. Can I have a job? Can I have a job? After they're assholes towards me, right? I'm like, hey, sorry, I don't know what to tell you. Good luck to you. And I wasn't, if they're a good person, I probably would have gave them a chance or a shot, but they're just assholes, right? So it's like, hey, good luck. You go be a door greeter at Walmart or go work at Walmart. Or go work somewhere, but it ain't going to be in the real estate business, right? Until the next cycle comes. Then they'll probably jump back in. Happens every time. But, hey, think about it. We're here to rock and roll. Hindsight's 2020. We got that hindsight because we've been in the business for a little bit. We have a bunch of lovely people that rock and roll with us. They're very tenacious and very, very passionate about what they do, meaning we, kind of like Larry Parker, will fight for you, right? Hopefully that's not trademarked or anything. But anyways, you probably don't even know what the fuck that is. It's okay, good. But the bottom line is that, yes, we're advocates for the seller. We're advocates for everybody we work with. Even we're not representing you, because when you come in as a principal, we're not representing the seller. We're not representing the buyer. We're going and doing our thing. What we're representing is ourselves being and being righteous and godlike to say, look, if we can't do a deal, I've walked away from deals before. Trust me, walked away from them. Say this is not going to work. Sorry, but here we'll point you in the right direction. and you can do this and this. Hopefully it works out for you, right? And then there's other people, and then there's times when they say, oh, I'm working with this person because they said they can do this, do this, do that, and then they burn their bridge. And then they call back. I'm sorry, man, it didn't work out. Did I burn my bridge? I said, look, for me, hey, I forgive you. It's good to go. You got to do what you got to do for you and your family. It didn't work out, but you didn't believe. You didn't have the faith in what I was sharing with you. You know, my partner associates, they're like, fuck you. Next. But I'm like, you know what? I'll put my hand out there. I said, I'll tell you what. I'll take the responsibility. Let's go. Let's work a deal. Okay? But here's the deal. We got to restructure the deal, and this is what's going to go on. It does make it for a smoother deal. And, you know, we got to get what we got to get. Give us what we need, and we'll make it happen. And then, boom, we're able to deliver. And I'm able to go to my investors or anybody else who wants to be in the deal. Just look, let's go. Let's make it happen. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff. It's a beautiful, lovely business. It's even the good parts are all when people cry and they say, thank you very much for helping them. Nobody else came to a rescue. Nobody, not even my family, but you as a stranger, don't even know me, help me, my family, and all this other good stuff to move on into the future. That's one of the awesome, beautiful benefits of this business, right? Of the creative real estate investing business. It's a beautiful thing when you get to experience it, right? But real estate domination, limited time webinar for October. So I don't have a specific date, but scan that QR code, lock your spot in. I believe there's going to be another QR code, and you could probably lock it in there. And then I'm not sure exactly what that date is. The easiest way to do that is just to scan that QR code with and book some time with myself and my team. I love to share the art of the deal or the Amp Live method with you. Definitely share all the different types of Amp Live strategies for 2025 and into 2026. Because even though the market's going to start shifting and changing, and you're going to adjust and adapt, and we're going to rock together, right? That's the beautiful, lovely thing. When you understand and you know creative real estate investing and you get to that point and you're an expert, guess what? Nobody can take that away from you, and that is the biggest, most important thing of this whole live meeting right now, if you take that away. And when you understand that, you're going, okay, what does that mean? It's like, okay, I got a superpower. Trust me, there's only a certain small percentage of people in the United States of America who want to take the time or learn to become a creative real estate investor correctly and do it right. And the rest either don't want to, or they don't know how, or they haven't even got to that level yet, okay? So, not everybody's going to make it. But you have a better chance of making it when you have a coach, a mentor, processes, systems in place. And that's what we want to do and work with you when we're working together, okay? Super important. And even if you don't come aboard, it's okay. Make a friend. As long as you're cool, right? Integrity, loyalty, communication, and drop the ego at the end of the day. We're all here. We all put on our shoes the same way, put on our pants the same way, right? Breathe the same air to a degree, right? Unless it's like pumped in oxygen, and you're a billionaire or something like that, right? You got to drink. You're breathing in some of that expensive oxygen that they pay for, whatever. I'm just kidding. All right, but you know what I'm saying. At the end of the day, for a good fit, hey, we like each other. Boom, let's rock and help each other's families. That's what this is about. That's the essence of AHA, Americans Helping Americans. Amp Live, the American Mentee program. Amp Live Media, all those things are born off of necessities. And then VIP Execs Realty and Lending, right? Bringing back that customer service where everybody gets treated like a VIP rock and roll star, the way they should. And knowing that all the things that are being done for them, there's tons of testimonials, by the way, about that stuff, right? And they're going like, man, you just over-delivered, and I thank you so much for taking care of them, me and your family, all that good stuff. And whether it was a transaction, a buying transaction, a loan, a listing, all that good stuff, sure. There's bumpy roads in and out, but guess what? We make it painless because of all the experience that goes with it, right? To the point where you're like, man, okay, that was awesome. How do you think you get referrals? Yes, you get referrals by doing a good job for other people and knowing that we're there to fight for those people. Fight for the sellers, fight for the agents, fight for the brokers, fight for the real estate investors, fight for the buyers, fight for the new buyers, the lenders, people who need loans, all that good stuff, right? Even us as real estate investors helping you become an awesome expert at creative real estate investing. That is my goal for you, regardless of whether you come aboard and work with us or not. Now, here's a little meetup that we're going to be having. Check this out. Real Estate Domination Investor Meetup. I want to have that in probably October, November. We put that together, definitely in Southern California. Then I know there's some stuff that's going on. I think they got some wholesaling, creative real estate investing, some other things, and big events that are rolling. And I think different states. I want to go check those out. Maybe we'll see you at one of those. It'd be awesome. But I want to share this with you. No drama. This is my big thing. No drama, just deals. I hate drama. I hate the bullshit. Hate the BS and all that good stuff. It does not work for me, and I choose not to deal with it. Right. or I choose not to have it, not deal with it, because we can deal with it. And when you're in a salesperson, right, then it's all about rocking and rolling and getting your opinion, uh, you know, I guess accepted in regards to working deals. But no drama, okay? No drama, just deals. Join Amp Live's 30 Days Real Estate Challenge. I challenge you. I challenge you to take advantage of it. Scan that QR code, reach out, and let's rock and roll, do some deals together. Because look, it's going to be a hot market. Things are changing. Rates are guaranteed. Now, look, it's just a prediction. I don't know. Like I said, it's for entertainment purposes. Yes, rates are going to come down. Guarantee it. Rates are going to come down. They're going to come down. People are going to buy. We're going to have a lot of inventory on the market. And we're going to have buyers jumping in. We're going to have people doing refis. It's going to be a glorious, awesome thing. And then obviously things happen, right? So when you know what you know, you know what you know. In hindsight's 2020, opportunity is everywhere, even with the commercial property right now, right? Property, interest rates are resetting. LPs and general managers and all that good stuff are changing hands and syndications, all kinds of cool stuff, right? A lot of these hotels are turning into affordable housing. A lot of the industrial places are turning into affordable housing. Of course, that's what the government wants and all that good stuff. So there's probably going to be some government subsidies and things of that nature where you get some money for that stuff, right? That's the way it's going to go. But hey, if you're okay with that, then cool, right? Maybe if you're elderly and you don't want to have a yard and things of that nature, I think even as a millennial, shit, man, once you want to have a backyard, you can hang out, you got some grass, you got your friends over, you got a house, you got a place to call your own, you can afford it, you can do it, guarantee it, right? You just need the right people to help you. All right, scan that QR code right there. This is something I want to share with you as well, right? From newbie to pro, real estate pro, mentees, Amp Live, success stories. Will you be the next one? All right. Once again, right? Are you a deal closer or just a daisy chainer? I got into that a little bit, right? Daisy chainers suck. It is what it is. You don't want daisy chain. Don't be daisy chaining properties. If it's your property, go for it. Lock it up. I know what happens. Sometimes you want to push some stuff out there and things of that nature. We even do it to a degree where, hey, we got some. We're looking at this. You're going to be interested in something that's coming down the wire, but we're papered up. We're already papered up with them, and we're rocking and rolling with them, and they know what we're doing. Okay, so and they bought deals or work deals with us. So it's like, cool, no problem. You're the first one to know. You're on the VIP list, right? And if you're interested, let's rock a deal. But daisy chaining and taking other people's deals and posting them and sharing them with other people, pain in the butt. That's all that does is get a bunch of monkeys in the barrel. And myself, my team, we don't want to be working in that barrel with a bunch of monkeys, right? Rather we'll work on some other ones or work on some other barrels where there's not as many monkeys in there. Right? At the end of the day, it's just part of the program. So become an expert. There's my pro tip is for you. Become an expert. Okay, go after your own deals. The mission is the submission. How do you know if you have a deal or not? I'm going to share that with you, right? So you have more than one exit strategy: wholesale, fix, flip, buy, hold, and all that creative real estate investing, right? And learning the Amp Live method, the art of the deal. Super, super important. Become the expert. How to seal a real estate deal in 30 days. I'm going to share that with you on Saturday. So definitely jump aboard and let's chit chat. How to become how to dominate creative real estate investing. Well, that's going to be pretty easy because there's not a lot of creative real estate investors out there. Excuse me. Now, they say there is. You probably think there is because perception is reality. You got social media. And you look on social media and everybody's a guru, everybody's a coach, everybody's a real estate investor. I get it. That's awesome, right? It shows you where real estate is. Real estate's hot. A little hydration, a little bit of H2O, right? Got to have it. Water is the elixir of life. Learned that a long time ago. All right, so check this out. Let's go to so I'm going to share this with you real quick. Free home search, investment property search. Sign up here. You can scan that QR code right there. VIP Execs Realty and Lending Step into Excellence. You can also hashtag VIP Execs on any social media. You can go right there on the bottom there. You can see on the ticker. You can go to Linktree. Alley VIP. Okay, you can join the team, or you can ask for deals, or you can get qualified for a loan, or you can do a refi, right? Anything that's in the traditional side of real estate, boom, there it is. I'm giving you access to my connection there for you. Definitely reach out and take advantage of that. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up because I think we're at, an hour and 4 minutes. All right, fun stuff. Let me go to the next slide here, make sure we got through them all. And you can join Eric's Creative Domination Live Networking Meetup. You can scan that QR code right there. And then I believe in November, we're going to have this free online webinar, learn, discuss creative real estate investing and creative market strategies for this market right now and into 2026. Wednesday, November 20th, 7 p.m. Be there, be square, take advantage of it. It's free. I know there's a lot of stuff out there. There's a lot of noise out there. We were talking about that earlier in a meeting in regards to the noise, right? There's a guy called Mr. Wonderful on, I forgot that show. It's a popular show where people go in and pitch their ideas and get money. But his name's Mr. Wonderful, and he was talking about, I guess he worked for Steve Jobs at one time because he came up with some little things that were technical. I think these little something things that he sold, and I think he worked with Jobs. So Jobs was his boss or something like that. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on all that. But at the end of the day, he was talking about Steve Jobs. What did he do? He was awesome at selling. He was awesome at putting together a brand. And he was awesome at what? Eliminating all the noise. Chop out all the noise, and just go directly to what you want to achieve and hyper-focus on that. That's why he got stuff done, right? Obviously, he had the Apple computer. He came out with the iPhone, blew everybody away and all that good stuff right before he passed. Awesome guy. But then I heard some people take him as, well, he wasn't so awesome guy. He was a mean guy, right? He was angry and always pissed off. It was like, no, he knew what he wanted. Eliminate the noise. Don't bother me with stupid shit, right? Is this going to get done? If not, then get the fuck out of my office because I got shit to do, right? So, yeah, and Elon Musk is, I believe, and he said Elon Musk is probably the best at that. No noise. Guy doesn't sleep. He's always on. He's always turned down like a robot. And hyper-focus, eliminate noise. That's why Homeboy's sending out rockets to space. That's why he's has these freaking Tesla cars. How do you build a car company to compete with everybody and then make it electric is on top of that, right? All the stuff that he does is eliminating the noise, things that he's done. So even if we can do that on a small capacity, we get a lot of stuff done, right? I think he even quotes that. It could be his quote or somebody's quote, but he said, hey, you want to warp speed that stuff, right? Take the 1-2 year goals and cram them into 6 months and see how far you get. You may not get it done in 6 months, but you're going to get a lot of shit done. If you just kind of hyper-focus, eliminate the noise and all that good stuff, then you're going to see results. It's the same thing with our American Mentee program. We're eliminating all the noise. We're eliminating all the fat and all the fluff and all the bullshit, on Facebook groups and PDFs with the blind lead and, the Facebook groups, the blind leading the blind and PDFs and 20,000 PDFs and watching 20,000 videos. No, it doesn't take very much, right? To take stuff from the subconscious to a trigger to the conscious mind to turn it into what? Turn it into a working habit that's going to work for you. Once you recognize that, you just rinse and repeat. You do it over and over. It works every single time, right? But at the same token, people get emotional and they, oh my, this, that, or they think they got a deal and then they get lazy and they drop off. No, you got to keep hammering. Let's go. We got to keep, it's like you got a bag of gold there. You can't take that bag of gold to the bank and put it in the bank because it needs to be cash. You got to convert it into cash. You got to sell it. You got to get the deal sold, right? There's more work to be done, So it's like slaying the dragon. At the end of the day, you can slay the dragon, right? But then what do you got? You want the taxidermy? We're gonna have some dragon steaks, right? Got to cut it off. I'm just kidding. I was gonna bring in the deer analogy, but I'm not gonna do that right now. Anyways, Southern California real estate domination investor meetup. Free online webinar. Definitely reach out. Make sure you're part of that on Wednesday. It's going to be November 20th, 7 p.m. And we're going to learn to discuss creative real estate investing and creative market strategies for this market right now, okay? Now, it says click here. You can't click here, but if you need the link, definitely give me a holler and I'll get it to you. I don't think there's a QR code for it quite yet. Here's the last one there. Oop, that's a different one. That's for the different program. I'm going to go ahead and go up here, and we'll get back to this. 30 days to success. Creative real estate investing made easy. That's our goal. Done with you, done for you. Definitely reach out, scan that QR code, and we'll touch bases, see if we're a good fit. But at the end of the day, I wanted to share with you sales. Super important to learn sales, or we can call it solutions, right? Let's just call it solutions. Learn solutions, right? And there is an art to it, okay? There's some psychological, there's tie downs, right? It's asking questions, open-ended questions, right? Some people get on the phone, they're like, oh my God, I'm going to wing it. You have to have some type of structure in the base first, right? It's like anything else. When there's a way to say certain words that people understand and move forward with, And then there's certain people that can say words. It's the same thing, but they don't. And the person they're conveying that to doesn't understand, and they say no because if they don't understand, they're not going to say yes to something they don't understand. That is the essence of the Amp Live method, right? And it's all based on muscle memory. Very simple. It's easy. Sales 101. You got it. It all depends on how you frame it too. You got to frame it. Oh, I don't want to talk to people. I want to vet buyers. I know how to vet buyers, but I don't want to ask them those questions. I don't want to vet sellers. I don't want to do the mission. I'm going to try it a different way. Maybe they'll just fill out my link. Maybe they'll fill out my form online, right? That's great. It's okay if you can push enough volume to your form. Then cool. Those are going to turn into warm leads that are going to turn into hot leads, hopefully. Not everyone's going to close, but there is a number for that too. When you come aboard, I'm going to share those numbers with you. How many submissions do you need to get a certain amount of appointments? How many appointments do you need to get a certain amount of offers? How many offers do you need before you get some deals locked up, right? Then you can figure out how many submissions do you need every single month. And if you rinse and repeat to figure out what your paycheck's going to be every month in regards to deals. And then, you got to put money back into your business so you can have your CRM, so you can have your marketing, and you start building a team. A lot of people put the cart before the horse, and it doesn't work. Unless you got money. If you got money to burn, I've talked to one guy, and he was a fireman. I guess he worked for a fireman. Spent about $150,000 on ads and marketing, CRM, VAs, salespeople, acquisition people, disposition people. Year and a half later, still what? No deals whatsoever. All waste of money, right? And paid for, I think he even paid for a program, $11,000 to get into the program, right? So his thing is he try to pass it on to other people. Give it to this person, that person, that person, that person, that person, that person. When he was the one that needed to control his own destiny and control his own business by working in the business with whoever he's working with, right? Instead of paying other people to do it and not knowing and not managing. Because he didn't have time to do that. But I know as a fireman, you only work 2 weeks, 14 days, 21 days. Then you're off a whole week. And then if you're at the, if you're at the fire station or you're there's not a fire every single day. You're in there doing what? Hanging out, washing the truck, doing this, doing that, doing this. You got time. You got time to run the business. And then when you're off, you got time to run the business. Looking for that Staples button. Staples button costs them $150,000, right? Don't have to do that. There's no reason for that, right? We're going to share with you on 30 Days to Success, Creative Real Estate Investing. Yes, made easy. I don't even like the word made easy, but it is easy when you understand what we're going to do with you, right? Yes, we're going to program your brain. We're going to take your conscious into the trigger, into the subconscious to the trigger to the conscious mind, right? We're going to program you. We're going to frame stuff that's going to be awesome and juicy if you have faith, and you got to have faith, right? I had to have faith that I'm going to wrap this up. I got one little story for you, and then I'm going to wrap it up, okay? It's already going over an hour. But I had to have faith in a mentor that I didn't even know anything about mentors. I didn't know anything about coaching. All I knew was that, hey, I needed freedom. I played rock and roll. I had long hair. I had to tie it back, get a suit. And I figured, well, I can go get a job. That's going to suck, but no one's going to hire me because I had long hair. And I don't want to work at a desk. I don't want to work at a factory. I don't want to work at McDonald's or any of that shit, right? So I go, what can I do? Sales, right? Can I do sales? I'm not a salesperson. I'm shy. I'm afraid, but not really, right? What do I do? So I started working for this multi-level marketing company back in the day. And I was selling these water filtration systems and stuff. And I wanted to get on. I listened. I looked. I go, okay, cool. How do I get into this? How do I make it happen? I didn't know that obviously it was about recruiting, and the filters were a byproduct, right? But it didn't matter. So I hooked up with this guy who was doing very good. He happened to be from East LA. He was a Hispanic guy, probably ex-Vato, whatever. Changed his whole life, did all this stuff, but he was just blowing it up with his team and everything and all the people he knew. And I said, I want to get on that guy's team. So I started communicating with him, touching bases with him, and I guess he liked me and all that good stuff, whatever. And he's gonna bring me onto his team. I signed up underneath him and all that good stuff, right? My one suit, that's it, one suit, right? And tie my hair back and get a professional outlook on stuff, and while I'm still doing the other thing. And here's the lesson here. He said, anybody who comes on my team, They got to read this book. I said, great. What is it? It's Think and Grow Rich. Okay. I need your mindset to be in the same mindset as mine. I need you to move forward with us in the same mission. We all got to be going towards the same thing. I don't need people who are going to be greedy or going to try to undermine me or my team or anything like that. And I need you to focus 110%, eliminate the noise thing again, right? Figure out what your, what your definite purpose in life is, and if it aligns with what we're doing, then hey, I want you on my team. But you also got to read this book. I said, cool, no problem. Grab the book, I pick it up, and I'm getting ready to walk away. I said, hey, Eric, come here, man. Now it's $5. I said, $5? I don't got $5. Shit, I just put $20 in gas to get here and all this other good stuff. Then I got to go out and sell, right? He said, I don't got $5. So, well, give me the book. He grabbed the book, put it inside of his desk, locked it up, and said, go make some sales. And when you come back, give me $5 and I'll give you the book. But it is a requirement to come on, to stay on my team. I'm like, wow, that's interesting. I said, well, and then I try to put on my sales skills, right? I try to convince him and sell him that it was in his best interest to give me the book so I could become a better salesperson, and then I'd pay him, when I do a sale, right? That's only going to help me do more sales, right? And he didn't go for it, right? I gave it a shot, though, see? But at least you gave it a shot. You got to give it a shot. What do you got to lose? Nothing, right? Maybe he would have gave me the book, or maybe we would have worked it out. Maybe if there wasn't people there and he would have said, no, I'm sticking to my guns, or maybe he wouldn't have said, hey, what is I'm going to do? Right? Here's the book, pay me tomorrow, this and that, or whatever. Who knows, right? The bottom line is that I had to go out and make some sales, go back, bought the book, and the rest was history for that. It did take me, so then study the book, and it changed my life, changed my outset, changed my mindset. And that's what we do. That's what we do with you. So it's more than just learning creative real estate investing, more than just learning real estate, right? It's almost like life coaching and life mentoring that are the things that I'm going to share with you, right? Are going to help you change and formulate who you truly want to be and try to help you become the best version of you, as well as us becoming the best version of us in our company, working with you, and then hopefully getting you up and running to do what you are set out to do. And if not, hey, it's going to be an awesome journey. I always say jump aboard and work this journey, and let's jump on this journey together. Let's travel the road. Let's travel together. And even then, even if it's part-time, do one deal, a quarter. It'll help change your life, right? It's a nice, juicy, chunk of cash, right? And do what you need to do. Start following your other passions. Maybe it's music. Maybe it's an engineer. Maybe it's an electrician. Maybe you want to have a business. Maybe you want to, I don't know, build housing for the vets. Or, for homeless. There's all kinds of stuff that I've heard, right? People want to build churches in Africa, all kinds of stuff, right? It's all humanitarian, which is great. Because I will say 99%, or to say maybe 97% of Americans or human beings are kind and honest, right? It's only about 1 to 3% that are wicked. As far as I'm concerned, I don't have statistics on that. Remember, that's my own statistical, number there, right? Based on what I've seen in my life, being on this planet, right? But without further ado, rock and roll and all that you do. I'm Eric of AHA, Americans Helping Americans, one America at a time, one property at a time, one family at a time, doing our part to get America back on track together with you and others across the United States of America. Powered by Amp Live Media, a media and broadcasting and marketing company. And Amp Live, the American Mentee program, the only mentoring program of its kind on the planet. Yes, on the planet, where we work with you one-on-one still. Nobody does that stuff. Nobody wants to, but that's what we do, and we're willing to do it and continue to do it until we don't, right? So take advantage of it. We're still rolling for 2025. Maybe in December or maybe the fourth quarter, we may eliminate that. Just go straight to what everybody else is doing is videos and coaching and Facebook groups and things of that nature, right? This is the fastest way to get from point A to point B very quickly. It works. There's no you do not show up. When you do not execute. When you don't do anything about what we're sharing with you. Okay? But when you do and you execute, it works every time. Action happens every time. The results are always there. It's a beautiful, lovely thing. It makes me excited just thinking about it, and I get excited every time a mentee does it, and then they get excited and fired up. At the same token, we're here to help you and continue to keep the motivation going. Okay. So without further ado, like I said, rock and roll and all what you do. Sponsored by VIP Execs Realty and Lending. Step into excellence. If you're looking to get a refi, definitely the rates have changed and the dropping. Take advantage of it. Reach out to me, DM. Also, let me pull up that QR code so you can scan that QR code really quick. I believe it's right here. There you go. Scan the QR code right there and reach out. If you want to drop your license, or maybe you have a license and you're like, man, I'm just not getting the love that I need with this company, the training, whatever it is, tired, spinning your wheels, or you're just not, you're not feeling the culture there, definitely reach over, contact me and I'll put you in contact. And if you're a good fit, then awesome. Congratulations, right? You found yourself a home. And so I'll say you get the best of both worlds. The traditional real estate and the lending, that's all wrapped in there, which is amazing and awesome. And the creative real estate investing, or just the private sector, as I like to call it, real estate investing in general, learning those things and putting them both together, you have the ultimate package for real estate. I truly believe that. Okay. And I wouldn't be here saying it and sharing that with you. So once again, you have a good, go out there, get geared up for Friday and Saturday and Sunday, because deals are done. All that good stuff, right? Are active, very active, despite of what you're hearing. So I'll be back tomorrow for Friday highlights, and we're going to have the Pulse of Real Estate, PSA, might have a guest or two. We're going to talk about real estate in general. And what I mean in general means all creative real estate investing, what's happening with, loans and, all that good stuff and deals and across the United States of America. And then back for Saturday, I'll be back for Saturday for the Saturday training and share those 3 secrets with you that I shared, kind of started talking about today. And then we'll be back for the Sunday sermon, rants and raves. And then Monday for Mindset Money Monday. Be out in the field Tuesday, Wellness Wednesday, Thursday, once again. Okay. Rock and roll and all that you do. You have an awesome, awesome, wonderful day. God bless you with abundance, prosperity, health, and wealth. Talk to you soon. Keep on rocking. Bye-bye.